I've spent countless hours building my Honda S2000, but for some reason, it still feels like it's not even remotely close to being done. Don't get me wrong, I love the car and I'm sure to most people it looks like a very clean, complete example of an S2000, but at the same time, all I see is a list of about 100 things still left to do. Today, I get to cross a couple things off that list. What's up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zahid, and lately I've been so busy that this is actually the first time in over a month I've had a chance to work on my car. And I have to say, it feels way more rewarding now compared to when I had all the time in the world. I had to pause the video here as I'm editing this because I have the perfect example by what I mean by being busy lately. It's the good kind of busy. Back to the video. So yeah, I'm not complaining, it's just nice to have some free time to work on my S2000. I'm gonna start by painting the rear undercarriage area that's visible through the ASM rear bumper vents. I'm also gonna be installing this JDM rear license plate bracket to replace my current zip tie solution, but more on that later. As you can see, this ASM rear bumper has these cutouts that expose my S2000's undercarriage, and that feels a little inappropriate. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the exposed areas with this black anti-corrosive paint to create this illusion of the undercarriage being hidden behind the bumper. With the bumper and rear wheels removed, you can see that I half-assed an attempt at this earlier, which is why some sections are painted and some are exposed. But we'll be cleaning all that up today before we install the JDM license plate bracket. As I'm prepping the car for paint, it got me thinking if I'll ever actually be done building this car. No matter how great the car looks or performs, there's always that one more tweak, that one more mod, or that upgrade I've been dreaming of. I'm not a perfectionist in any other part of my life, as you can see by how all my tools are laid out, but when it comes to my car, everything has to be just right. I know it's cliche, but perfection really is a moving target when it comes to project cars, and I think a part of me would be pretty bummed if there was nothing left to tinker with. My goal for this car is to one day teach my kids how to drive a manual in it, and that means that I need to make sure this car is in still great running condition a decade from now. That's going to take a lot more time and energy, and just like today, I'm looking forward to it. Now that the paint has dried, we can move on to installing the factory JDM rear license plate bracket. As far as I can find, this might be the first tutorial on the internet on how to do this install, but that's not really saying much, it's pretty straightforward. For those of you that don't know, this is an OEM part from Honda and is specifically designed for JDM bumpers. Apparently, it's a law in Japan that the rear license plate has to be attached to the chassis of the car, and it can't just sit on the bumper like they do here in the United States. ASM, being a Japanese company, designed this bumper to be used specifically with Honda's JDM license plate bracket. To mount the bracket, start by locating the notches that it aligns with on the rear of the car. The notches are almost in line with where the license plate light enters into the car. It's pretty obvious where the bracket lines up. Mark your spots and proceed to drill a hole that matches the rivet size that you are using. This install is a first for me because it requires the use of a rivet gun to lock the bracket into place. The bracket tilts in a specific direction, so be sure that the little arrow in the front of the bracket is pointing towards the floor. From here, you'll use your rivet gun to mount the bracket into place. There you have it. My US based car now has a Japanese street legal license plate bracket. Now all you have to do is put the car back together and mount your plate up to the bracket. Or so I thought. This is the moment where I realized that the US license plate holes don't line up with the JDM bracket, but that's not really the problem. You can always drill new holes in your plate. The problem is that even if I did drill the holes, I still don't have the hardware to actually mount the plate to the bracket. So after all that work, we're going back to the zip ties. The zip ties will have to do for now. Once I find my Mugen license plate bolts, I'll drill new holes in the plate and mount it up properly. Alright, so all in all, I'm really happy with how all this turned out. Yeah, I know, the zip ties look silly, but it's just temporary, and let's face it, the car is never going to be perfect anyways. I'll always find something to upgrade or replace. It'll never be perfect, but I bet I'll get pretty damn close. So what do you guys think of the license plate bracket? Let me know in the comments below. The rear undercarriage came out great. I love how you can see a little bit of the gold from the Öhlins coilovers. I was debating on painting the exhaust hangers, but I held off because I may swap out the Mugen exhaust for something else. So if you guys have any suggestions for what you think is the best sounding and looking exhaust for the S2000, let me know in the comments below. I love the Mugen exhaust, but I'm not sure it's the best fit for the ASM bumper, and I've had my eye on the HKS SSM for a while. I'm curious to hear how you guys feel about my current setup. Anyways, it's tradition around here to go for a cruise after any new mod, and a license plate bracket is no different. I mean, how else can I test out its sturdiness without going on a bit of a spirited drive, right?
Hey, Paulo, fix him a little one on side of that. Put some struzzi on now.
Straight up. I fucking tested positive for GH twice. Fuck it. We out here. The Falcon Feather 250 got me looking like Lorenzo Lamas. Long trench shotty in it, at least a minus. 6 flips into the whip like a Russian gymnast. The tearaway shorts is back to business. Catch me up in Caesar's Palace raking up. Take the paper in the morning, cop a bacon truck. Yup, turn the wheel like a new leaf. I have your mother naked cooking stew beef. My back is strong like a retarded horse. We take the charter, of course. Hard decisions in my life. What should I drive today? Impala or Porsche or some MacGyver shit? While it's moving, dive into the forest. I chill with bitches that play ball, shoot dice, play the rooftops on cool nights, rocking some new flights. Box cutter carriers, I'm area. Black 740 be the chariot, American.
If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you, and if you enjoyed today's video or learned something, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video. Like I mentioned earlier, life has gotten very busy, but I still have a ton of cool projects in the works that I'm excited to share with you all, so you won't want to miss out on future videos. Thanks again for rocking with me. Until next time, peace out. Take care, guys.